welcome to Discuss with Ibrahim Fatoimbo. On this episode of Discuss with Ibrahim Fatoimbo, we are going to delve into the nitty-gritty of introduction to advertising. Introduction to advertising. I'm sure advertising is not a news to you. It's not something you've never had before. It's something that you are familiar with. So this particular tutorial will help you understand what advertising is all about. To start with, advertising, according to the American Marketing Association, says advertising is defined as any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. Let's take that again. We said, according to American Marketing Association, AMA, says advertising is any paid form of non-personal. Any paid form of non-personal. So advertising is not personal. It is always paid for. Even in Freetown, there are no free foods. You should understand that advertising is always paid for and is non-personal. It's not personal, it is targeted at specific audience. Furthermore, promotion of ideas. I explained this, that how do you use advertising to promote ideas? During campaigns, it's a typical example of promotion of ideas. You will see a particular political party comes out to share their manifesto, to tell you that when you vote for them, they will be able to get certain things. What they are doing at that point is that they are campaigning, they are promoting their ideology, they are promoting ideas, and is a form of advertising. Furthermore, goods and service. Goods as that tangible things you can feel and touch. Services, they render it, but you can't really feel them. So, once again, according to American Marketing Association, define advertising as any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of idea, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. For every advert, there must always be an identified sponsor. Now, let's talk about advertising and other form of other marketing concept. For example, we have advertising and public relation. We have defined what advertising is, that is non-personal. But public relation is the establishment of mutual relationship between an organization and its publics. And the publics of public relations can be defined or can be stratified, meaning divided into two. We have the internal publics and we have the external publics. All right. So advertising is different from public relation. Public relation basically does more of creating awareness, why advertising does more of creating awareness, why public relation is more of establishing mutual relationship between an organization and its publics. But here, let's read the Mexican statement that says that public relation is the art and social science of analyzing. When you talk about public relation as the art of social sciences, social science is talking about studying behavior, human behavior. Science, they are more of experimental. But when you say something in social science, it's talking more of the society, studying human behavior, the way they interact with the society, and analyzing trend. Public relation and analyze trend, look how certain thing is being done, and they can predict trend to say that certain things will happen if attention is not given to a particular policy. Furthermore, predicting their consequences. Yes, they will always predict consequences, that advising organizational leaders to do certain things right, counseling organizational leaders, implementing planned program. Every public relations program are always planned. Why am I giving this background? Just for you to be able to understand and differentiate between public relation and advertising. Now, what's the difference between advertising and propaganda? This has always been a topic of discourse that everybody argue that advertising is propaganda, advertising is this, advertising is that. So propaganda is a clear but deceptive way of using words and picture to convey an impression to unsuspecting audience for the interest of the speaker. So what propaganda does is a deceptive way of using words and picture, to convey an impression to an unsuspected audience, more of manipulation. But advertising, unlike advertising, propaganda aims at deceiving the receiver of the message in a clever way, while advertising copy aim to encourage, create awareness. So they are two different things. Well, people have argued to say like there is an element of propaganda in advertising, but another school of thought has argued that yes, if you say that, that's why we have regulatory body to distill, to let them know that this is not acceptable and this is acceptable. Furthermore, advertising and publicity. Publicity is the idea of making known. Publicity is the idea of what making things known, while advertising is more of creating awareness. As you personally read, pay keen attention to the development of advertising. There is a particular organization that you should pay attention to and to know, while you just read briefly, not too much, about the historical background of advertising. Further, let's talk about types of advertising. Academically, it should be noted that all forms of advertisement can be divided into two. These are commercial and non-commercial advertising. All right, advertising is divided into commercial and non-commercial. Look at the following types. We have product or brand advertisement, institutional advertisement, patronage advertisement, public relations advertisement, public service advertisement, national advertisement, retail advertisement. My point, understand all the nitty-gritty of types of advertising. Why do you need to? So that when you stumble on certain questions, if you don't know the meaning of, for example, public service announcement, and there's a question that just makes public service announcement and national advertising together, if you don't know their difference, you will just stumble on it and you might miss it out. All right, so understand. Let me just pick brief types and explain. Product or brand advertisement. This is the advertisement that appeals to the consumer to purchase the brand being advertised. Such advertisements usually include the selling price of the product and place where it can be purchased. A product or brand will advertise and tell you where the destination where you can pick such product. So the institutional advertisement, this is also called as corporate advertisement. It is the copy that boasts the image of the advertiser. Institutional advertisement does not mention a product or service. It only mentions the company and its activities. The aim is to create an impression and a special reputation in mind. For example, now when you talk about a brand like how will I put it? Let's just say Dufil. There can be an advert to say like Dufil is a reputable organization that has been serving Nigeria over the years. And who is Dufil? Dufil are the makers of Indomitable. All right, so they can just advertise them. So that is a kind of institutional advertisement. So another one that you should also pay attention to is public relations advertisement. This is an advertisement that aims to achieve a public relation objective. Don't forget, aim of public relations objective. That means establishing mutual relationship between an organization and its publics. And the publics of public relations are divided into two: the internal publics and the external publics. Let me quickly enlighten you about the internal and the external public. When you talk about the internal publics, you are talking about the shareholder, talking about the employee. Sometimes we have the labor union. For example, in our institution, there is ASU. So they are internal publics of the institution, right? The external publics are talking about the media, the government, the suppliers, those people that you interact with outside the organization. They are the external publics. That's just for your information, right? Furthermore, let's look at the retail, or let's talk about cooperative advertisement. This is when an advertisement is sponsored by at least two bodies For example, an advertisement by both the manufacturers and the retailer is cooperative advertisement. A cooperative advertisement can be said to be a joint advertisement between the manufacturers and the retailer. I will implore you to further read more on the types of advertisement. Something like congratulatory message, non-commercial advertisements, and others. Now, let's talk about the functions of advertisement. Functions of advertisement. Advertisement multiplies the selling effort. It is the greatest accelerating force in distribution. Like I said, advertisement is more of creating awareness. Do you understand? So, in explaining the role of advertisement in society, a particular scholar says that advertisement is a counterpart of distribution machine in production. Advertisement create awareness. So look at the following functions of advertisement. Just touch them briefly. Notifying the public about available goods and services. It creates awareness for available product and services. Yes, it creates awareness. It accelerates economic growth and development. Through advertisement, it accelerates growth. How? If my organization wants to advertise with your organization, we are exchanging money. People are smiling to the bank because I'm going to pay you, you're going to pay your staff is going to pay another people, they're going to take care of their family. So that is a ripple effect, and that's how it creates development, growth and development. It creates preference for product by emphasizing their unique benefit. There is no advert that wants to really captivate or arrest the attention of any audience that will never pay attention to their USP, unique selling proposition. What do you have that other organizations don't have? That is what you sell to your people so that they will see the need to patronize you. It provides revenue for the media. Yes, every media houses rely solely on advertisement. It is now that they are looking out for alternative source of income. But as at now, most of the organization relies on advertisement. Another function is that it explains how product works. Yes, advertisement will tell you how you can make use of a product, and that is another applaudable functions of advertisement. So I will implore you to look into. Another thing is to help you build a proper company image. Yes, advertisement will help you improve your organizational image. Furthermore, in advertisement, or talking about the concept of advertisement, there's a lot of people, like I've mentioned to you, about the propaganda and advertisement. Now, there are certain scholars that has disputed the concept of advertisement, saying that they are contributing negatively to the society. So I'm going to share 2 or 3 school of thoughts with you, and we move further. However, this particular part will be given to you, and you'll be able to understand basic thing. So afterward, we talk about demoralizing is one of the things that advertising does. Demoralizing. So it's an argument that advertising demoralizes people. So critics argue that advertisement encourage people to be materially conscious, that advertising makes people to be materially conscious, that what you don't need, you really want to buy it. When you see a particular advert of a particular brand, you might just say, oh, I love it, I want to buy it, and it's not something that you really need, but because of the appealing nature of that advertisement, it wants you to buy. So they said that advertising can be demoralizing, debasing. So critics says that advertisement in mass media are exposed to both the target audience and unintended. That advertisement is just chunked out. That it's not everybody that needs that message, but they don't filter those people that they want to pass the message to. They just put it out, and people can be very vulnerable, and they are exposed to it, and they will buy what they don't want. And I'll stop there. And okay, let me add this before I stop. They said advertisement is dishonest. Advertisement was dishonest. How? They said antagonistic of advertisement also says advertisements are dishonest. Possibly they are false claim. Yes, they will tell you that when you use a particular brand, you will look so much sparkling. The example I always give you, that when you use a particular brand of soap, and when you finish bathing and they show the model after bathing and she's walking on the street majestically, all the guys are falling under the anointing, they're falling inside the pool, some are just falling down, and you just feel like, I can buy this soap too now and let me bring it to my school. And you enter class after bathing soap, nobody even stare at you. The only person that stare at you was the lecturer that sent you back. That's why you're coming in late. So it doesn't work like that. So that's why they feel like, okay, such advert can be dishonoring. But however, every advertisement has terms and condition, and they have certain target audiences that they want them to patronize their product. Now let's talk about the media of advertising. Media of advertising. Advertising media can be described as a vehicle. Advertising media can be defined as what? The vehicle, as a vehicle that carry marketing communication or advertising messages to heterogeneous targeted audience. So media is talking about the TV, the radio, the newspaper, the magazine, the internet. But there is a particular thing you must pay attention to while you are preparing. Classification of the media. How is media classified? We have the above the line and the below the line. Above the line, under above the line, we have the radio, the TV, the newspaper, the magazine, and the likes. When you talk about below the line, that is when they will just give you one wristband while they are doing activation on the road, and they throw wristband or give you one shirt, and you wear that shirt and there is an inscription advertising there, and you'll be wearing that shirt up and down, and you saying, you are not smart, I went to the bus stop, they gave me shirt. They did not pay you, they have given you a shirt that you think is free, but you are advertising for them unknowingly. Somebody can even describe, call that person wearing Pepsi clothes, call him. That person that saw you already is exposed to Pepsi, knows about that brand, and Pepsi will not pay you because you think they have given you free shirts. So that is an example of below the line advertisement. Wristband, souvenirs, they are example of what? Below the line advertisement. Furthermore, it is also very important. Yes, above the line, we talk about the outdoor is another thing that you must pay attention to. Outdoor advert is another thing. Having said that, we also discuss advertising agencies. We discuss advertising agencies, that advertising agency is a business concern set up for the purpose of promoting product. They are the one in charge of creating all those adverts you can see on your radio, that you can listen to on your radio, watch on your TV, see on your billboard. They are advertising agencies, and they are the one that helps promote other organizational business. So their functions, as it were, is to help promote products, and their key departments that you should know about advertising agency. We have the client service. They are the one that serve as intermediary between the organization that, or the advertiser, and the advertising agency. They are the client service. So let's just say that A is advertising agency, B is maybe Coca-Cola. Do you understand? Coca-Cola wants to advertise, they approach the advertising agency. So the advertising agency is the advertising agency is the organization, while that organization itself is the client. So the department that serve as intermediary between the Coca-Cola organization and the advertising agency is called the client service. The creative department is the department that does the creative work, that brings out the idea of the intended concept from the brief. Also, we have the production. They are the one that produces. We have the pre-production, production, and post-production. The media department is another department that helps do media scheduling, right? So another area that is also, like we also discussed, is research in advertising. For every advertisement that you have seen that you are uploading today, they are product of research. And research in advertising, we give basic steps that must be paid attention to. Look at this. Bovey and Avins define advertising research as a systematic gathering and analysis of information, especially to facilitate the development or evaluation of advertising strategies. So advertising research basically is a systematic gathering, analyzing information, all right, analyzing information to facilitate the development or evaluation of advertising strategies. They are done to evaluate. So when every advert you see, there's a marketing objective, that what do you want to achieve, right? There is always a plan. And that's why I always look at some of my students too, that every beginning of a semester you don't even think of having a plan. As you prepare for exam now, some of you don't even have the idea of saying, okay, I am anticipating an A, I'm anticipating an B. Before the end of the semester, you must have projected to say that you want to have an A or B. Why? So at the end of semester, after writing your exam, when result comes out, you will be delighted to say like, oh, I projected A and I got an A. That is how you evaluate yourself. So how does this connect with advertising? It connects with advertising because every commercials, every advertising has a marketing objective that must be achieved. After the advert has been shown for maybe 2 months, the advertising agency will now carry out a research to evaluate, to find out if those objectives that was set before the campaign were met. And if they were not met, what was the challenges? All these things will be evaluated. Now let's talk about the basic steps in advertising research. Number one, you must always identify a problem. What is the product? What is the problem of the product? You must identify it. After you identify that product, like, okay, we are not making sales, that's the problem, you will now do what we call primary data collection. That means you go to the field, meet people, tete-a-tete. How far? Can you help me fill this form? Or you talk to them that, what do they think about this brand? That is primary data collection. Secondary data collection is to make reference to the library to see researches that have been done that is in relation to what you are doing. After that, you now do data interpretation of data. Those are the 4 steps that you should pay attention to when it comes to basic step in advertising research. Furthermore, there are 3 major analyses. Number 1, consumer analysis. Here, you must, as consumers are of different opinion, belief, needs, attitude, motives, habit, custom, there is also the need to identify the consumers first. You must identify. A lot of you see your status, you start uploading clothes, jewelry. Are you sure that those people on your status, that's their need? You must do consumers analysis. You must analyze, you must know what they want. A lot of students these days, maybe they want to buy airtime. Like I keep telling you, after having like a 4 hours class, what do students need? They want to choose something in class, or else they'll be sleeping. So it's either you come with a chin or something that they can snack on while they're in class. So you must identify your consumer very well, and that's why we say consumer analysis. Product analysis, you must x-ray the product. You must know the unique selling proposition of the product so that you'll be able to sell it well. Even in the scripture says, know me before you worship me. How can you say your God is excellent if you don't know what your God can do? That's why you say the God I'm serving, a living God, because it is tested and trusted. Do you get? So you must do a product analysis. You must analyze the product. You must x-ray the product. You must be able to identify the benefit of the product so that you'll be able to use it to do a proper campaign. Another thing is market analysis. Market analysis, you must identify your market. So here, define marketing analysis as the process that involves the identification of market segment and the structure. You must divide market. Everybody can never be your customer. Is either you target the women, is either you target the men, is either you target the children, is either you target the young. So you must stratify, you must divide your market. Very important. So under market segmentation, understand demographic, psychographic, geography, and very important, purchase concentration, product benefits. Demography is grouping with reference according to their income or religion, right? Demography, you look at their culture. How much are they earning? Would they be able to afford this? Some of you are just, or you are maybe you are just a fresher, and because you have listened to this kind of tutorial and I'm charging you to start a business, and you start selling air or 25,000 naira, 30,000 naira, you'll be the one to wear your air yourself. Even you that you are selling air, you can't afford it. So, and you're fighting your friends that they did not patronize him. So what I'm saying here is that you must be able to identify the religion, the income. You cannot go and start a pork business in the north when you know that Muslims don't eat pork. You must be able to know the religion and what will appeal to them. So the psychographic is talking about their lifestyle. Their lifestyle. Everybody loves iPhone, and some people, it's without iPhone they will have low self-esteem. Even some people are already having low self-esteem when they want to take picture and say, no, don't, yeah, I want to buy an iPhone. People with iPhone should be the one to come and take us. So that's a kind of psychography. You must know the lifestyle of these people. And the example I keep giving you was the example of Techno that barged into Nigeria, putting torchlight on their mobile phone, identifying that there is a problem in Africa, power of light, and they prefer solution with their phone, and people rush to patronize it. So geographic is you need to know the area and all. Now let's talk about the appeals. We have few appeal. We have a primary appeal in advertising. Every advertising is geared towards appealing to you, persuading you. So appeal is an inducement used in a copy to attract the interest of the consumer. So it is an inducement, something that they are showing to you just to come and you should come and see. Well, some of you, when you want to meet a girl for the first time, you say you want to go on a date, you bought so many things for her. She gets back to her hostel, she tells her friend like, oh, that guy is so fantastic, he's from an opulent family, he bought me expensive things. So let's see that attitude or characteristics or your action as a guy is an appeal towards a particular person, so to induce her towards your own side. All right, and at the end, after dating, you no longer buy those things again, and it is now becoming a true life story. So that's just on a lighter note. So further, let's look at the types of appeal. Types of appeal. We have the primary appeal. So this is the one that invite consumer to product class. The advertisement against AIDS run by Fela Nicola urge people to use Go Circle. Right? So you can just tell people to, okay, protect yourself. You are not telling us the product to use. Protect yourself against HIV and AIDS. That's just a campaign. It's a primary advertisement. A secondary one is the one that will now tell you specifically the product you need to use. Emotional appeal. This is the appeal in a copy that arouses the feeling, right? That does what? Arousing the feeling of the consumer rather than the senses or logic or intellect. So it is more of appealing to your emotion. All those cosmetic or most advertisements are mostly appealing to your emotion, and that's why you see all these advert of mother and daughter, all this bond, and you start shouting, look at this. So it's more of emotional. So you must be able at this level to identify the kind of appeal that is used. At this juncture, I want you to further read more on appeal as I delve into areas that I really want you to prepare and focus on the technicality that you should avoid or you should pay attention to while you are writing your exams. Now, appeal. Read appeal. Read appeal. Let me give an example. Look at this kind of question. Is an appeal, let's say dash is an appeal that arouses consumer intellectual and reasoning. That arouses the intellectual and what? Reasoning. A. Intellectual appeal. B. Rational appeal. C. Emotional appeal. D. Primary appeal. Rational appeal. That appeals to what? The intellectual and the reasoning. So read deeply on appeal. Another question that, let me give you another random example of another question. It said, advertisement strategy employed in attracting various classes of people in different society norm can be regarded as what? Number one, market research, market segmentation, market analysis. Listen to that. Advertisement strategy deployed in attracting various classes of people in different societal norms can be regarded as different societal norms. Number one, market research, market segmentation, market analysis, consumer analysis? The answer is consumer analysis, because definitely you will analyze consumer from using their demography, the psychography, and the geography to do that. Another thing I want you to read is, please understand key dates the following organization were established, like ARCON, formerly APCON, now ARCON, AAA, AAA, and all. Okay, let's do it this way. Agencies that regulate advertising, know them, know their full meaning, and know the date of establishment. I think that will help. So another thing is, they said advertisement describe a copy that has no sponsor. Advertisement that describes a copy that has no sponsor, knocking copy, illegal copy, blind ad, puffery. The answer is blind ad, that they will not show you the person that is sponsoring. So pay attention to the definition of advertising and know the body that regulates the advertisement in Nigeria. So another thing, please, appeal is very important. Read up on research to understand the concept of research, and read about the media of advertisement when you talk about it, below the line, above the line. Know it very well. It's not like, just know them so that they will help you. So I've told you now, media, read about appeal, read about media, read about appeal agency that regulates advertising. So look at this, part of the functions of advertisement. You need to know part of the functions of advertisement is to keep Nigeria as one, to sell the state, to provide revenue for the media, to advertise an agency, to provide revenue to the media. That's one of the functions of advertising. And you should read about types of advertisement when you talk about the public service announcement, public service advertisement, public service campaign. You must know. But what are the technicalities that you must watch out for this introduction to advertising examination? Is for you to watch out for spellings. They will look very close, but their spelling is different. So you must be very conscious of choosing your answer. Don't be so excited that, okay, you want to see maybe something like demography, psychography. If you don't know the spelling, you will miss it, because that's one of the technicality that was infused in that, in that examination. Appeal, again, types of advertising, very important. Another thing is another area that I also want you to watch out for, like I told you, have idea of the historical background. There are some companies that you must know also. Like I said, pay attention to the regulatory body like Association of Advertising Practitioners of Nigeria. Association of Advertising Practitioners, when was it established? You must know. Know the full meaning of AIDA. AIDA, you must know the meaning. There's a model called AIDA. So go and know the model called AIDA, so that you will miss it out. There are a lot of technicalities that you must watch out for. So which is the odd one out of the lot? Dysfunctional, disclaim, distasteful, deceptive, disclaim. I'm sharing a particular note with you on that particular topic so that you'll be able to know the difference. So it is advantages of cinema as media. So don't forget, media of communication, very important, very, very important, very important. And what else will I want you to read? Appeal. Types of advertisements, regulatory body for advertisements, media, criticism of advertisements, and brief historical research. And what else? I think at this juncture we've discussed virtually everything. All I say is that I wish you all the best. Take your time, watch out for spellings, Don't just jump. Read the question over and over again before you choose anyone. Don't be too excited. Know the types of advertisements that I've said. Read up very well on appeal, media of advertisement, regulatory body that works. Know the importance of, under the media, there's a cinema there too. So I think that suffice for this tutorial. I wish this is very helpful for you, and I wish you a success in your examination. God bless you, and don't forget to subscribe to Discuss with Ibrahim Fatoyinbo.